Welcome to Bill Me Later, the podcast where legislative sausage gets made and sometimes served at a White House picnic. Today, Trump signed his one big beautiful bill just in time for July 4th. Coincidence? Or does the man just love a combo meal of fireworks and fiscal policy?
If there's anything Trump loves more than a rally, it's upstaging the fireworks with a pen stroke. And let's be honest, nothing says American freedom quite like 870 pages of legalese. The only thing longer than that document? The food line at the military picnic.
Not to mention, this signing had more drama than a reality show finale. We had Congress cliffhangers, tiebreakers, and even a 9-hour filibuster. If only Netflix would pick up C-SPAN.
Right? At this rate, the next bill will come with popcorn and a skip recap button. But speaking of drama, let's talk about what actually made it into this legislative blockbuster.
So, headline number 1. Tax cuts. The bill extends those 2017 cuts like they're a Marvel sequel. But according to the Tax Policy Center, about 60% of benefits go to folks making more than $217,000. Is this trickle-down, or are the rich just getting a champagne shower?
Oh, it's less trickle, more waterfowl if you happen to own a yacht. For the rest of us, it's more like someone forgot to turn on the faucet. Statistically, the top 5% get most of the bubbles, while the bottom half get, well, the bill.
So if you're a tipped worker or overtime hustler, there are some new breaks. But if you're not in the top tax bracket, you might want to keep those scratch-off tickets handy.
Maybe Congress will sponsor a national lottery next. Win back your Medicaid-owned lucky ticket at a time.
Let's pivot from tax breaks to heartbreaks. Medicaid cuts. The bill takes a scalpel to state healthcare. CBO estimates nearly 12 million could lose coverage in the next decade. That's enough people to fill every seat in the NFL, NBA, and a few monster truck rallies.
Seriously, if you want to see a real crowd, just tell folks their health care's on the line. Republicans say they're fighting fraud with tougher work requirements, but many see it as a magic trick. Now you see your coverage, now you don't.
I heard House Minority Leader Hakeem Jeffries tried to filibuster the bill by speaking for 9 hours. If only talking could cure chronic illness, we'd all be immortal by now.
At least, his marathon speech proved you don't need healthcare to survive Congress, just stamina and a lot of water.
Now, let's crunch some numbers without breaking our calculators. The CBO says the bill could give us a surplus in year 1, but after that, the deficit curve climbs like a roller coaster with no brakes. Who needs Six Flags when you have the federal budget?
It's the fiscal version of eating cake for breakfast. Feels great now, but wait till the sugar crash. Experts warn that the tax cuts and new spending will have us adding digits to the national debt faster than TikTok adds dance trends.
So, the government gets a momentary sugar high, but tomorrow's taxpayers are left with the bill and no dessert.
Maybe in the next bill, they'll just legalize bake sales to pay off the deficit. Cupcakes for Congresses now, that's a bipartisan idea.
Among the big ticket items, a $150 billion boost to defense. That's enough to buy a fleet of fighter jets or at least the world's fanciest collection of commemorative coins.
And don't forget, the signing party included pilots who flew into Iran. Talk about bringing your work home. If only they could fly over the deficit and drop some solutions.
So, our military gets stronger, but will our piggy bank survive the arms race?
At this rate, the Pentagon will have more bling than a rapper's birthday party. But hey, at least we'll be well defended if anyone tries to repo the national monuments.
No bill would be complete without some immigration fireworks. This one dumps $100 billion into ICE. That's almost enough to buy every American a snow cone, or at least fund a nationwide game of hide and seek.
If ICE gets any more funding, their uniforms will come with gold trim. The administration says it's all about border security, but critics worry it's just more money for detention and deportation.
Meanwhile, one of the pilots at the picnic just came back from Iran. Maybe next year, ICE will launch their own air show.
I can see it now. ICE Thunderbirds coming to a border near you. Watch as they detain gravity itself.
But while defense gets a raise, clean energy tax credits are getting a pink slip. It's like telling your solar panels to get a real job. How will this impact the green revolution?
Well, the only thing getting greener might be envy from wind turbines watching defense contracts roll in. The rollback means Biden-era incentives are toast, so expect more gas guzzlers and fewer Teslas in the wild.
Maybe next year's Independence Day parade will feature a tank powered by recycled corn dogs instead of renewable fuels.
Who needs solar when you have sodium from all those picnic pretzels? At least, the bill is energy dense even if it's not renewable.
Beyond Medicaid, the bill takes a bite out of SNAP, the Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program. With 42 million relying on it, families like Jordan's may be trading dinner for double shifts.
If Congress keeps cutting, the Hunger Games will be less fiction, more reality TV. Republicans say it's about reducing abuse, but for many, it's about deciding between bread and broadband.
Jordan, a father of two, says he might get a second job to keep his fridge full. That's the American dream, right? Work hard, eat harder.
Or, as the bill seems to suggest, eat fast, because who knows how long the subsidy will last.
So how did we get here? This bill survived more twists than a soap opera. Only 2 Republicans voted no. All Democrats united in opposition, and the Senate was so split, VP J.D. Vance had to save the day with a tiebreaker.
It's almost poetic your idea of poetry is procedural gridlock and ceremonial pens. The House Minority Leader even pulled a 9-hour filibuster. That's longer than most people keep their New Year's resolutions.
The final vote, 218 to 214. One more flip and this bill would be at the bottom of the Capitol steps alongside all those lost umbrellas.
Congress, proving that democracy is messy, noisy, and occasionally fueled by caffeine and existential dread.
So, the bill is law cue the confetti. But does anyone actually like it? A Quinnipiac poll found just 29% support, mostly among die-hard Republicans. Apparently, more Americans know the McDonald's jingle than what's in this legislation.
And at the Iowa rally, most Trump supporters had barely heard of the bill. It's like Congress passed a secret menu item, I'll have the freedom fries, hold the details.
Maybe the bill needs a marketing campaign. Try a new tax cut crunch now with 12 million fewer calories from Medicaid.
Or at least an infographic. Because nothing says landmark legislation like a pie chart shaped like an actual pie.
Now the ink is dry and the fireworks are over. What's next? Trump's team is celebrating, but experts warn of political peril ahead. With ballooning debt and millions facing cuts, this bill could be a gift that keeps on giving like a fruitcake nobody wanted.
The White House is gearing up for a victory lap, but as polling shows, voters may not be lining the streets. If history teaches us anything, it's that big, beautiful bills sometimes come with even bigger buyer's remorse.
Will the bill's promises pan out? Or is this just the opening act in another season of America's next top policy blunder? Stay tuned and maybe keep that popcorn handy.
At least one thing's for sure. In Washington, the only thing more certain than taxes is the sequel.